friends, enemies, and those of you who have yet to decide which one you are, I greet you. Hello. Once again the sun has dipped down, and it is now night in my studio apartment, and I'd like to begin this Halloween story proper. The last time I discussed the benefits of an all-night restaurant. This story starts at such a place. It was roughly 2009-2010, in fall, where I found myself nursing a broken heart. I figured to cheer myself up, I might as well visit Tokyo for a few days. I don't live in Tokyo, but I do visit there from time to time, and it is an exciting place to visit, and unfortunately the excitement had kept me up, gave me a case of insomnia. Although I twisted and turned in my hotel bedroom, I realized it would be useless, and figured that I should visit an all-night cafe or restaurant that I had seen around my hotel. As I made my way down there, I realized how cool the air felt after months of the hot, humid weather of Japan. It was refreshing. When I finally got into the restaurant, it was the dead of night. Not many people were in this restaurant. I took a booth, and not being hungry, I decided to order what is commonly called in Japan a drink bar ticket, or drink bar, which is nothing to do with an alcoholic bar per se, but it does allow you to have unlimited soda drinks, unlimited coffee, and what I was enjoying that evening, unlimited hot cocoa. As I was contemplating my day ahead and thinking of what I have done the previous day, 2 odd people approached my booth and sat down without invitation. When I say odd, I mean like they appeared that they didn't really belong in the area. But being a foreigner in Japan, everyone, like myself, doesn't really appear to be from or belonging in the area. They had a certain more of that amount of not being of the area or belonging of the area. Maybe it was their outfits, which was rather old in style, as in suits, dusty suits, but well pressed. Maybe it was their manners or lack of manners as they approached my table and sat down without invitation, but it seemed that they were a bit forceful and out of place.
You!
One began.
You look like an honest person. Are you an honest person? Tell the truth.
I don't know if you could tell how funny and ridiculous that question is. If I wasn't an honest person, but given the chance to answer that question, I could obviously lie. Is this a paradox? Is this a riddle? What do you mean, good sir, to ask me at such a night like this that question?
He passes your foolish riddle. He should be the one to choose for us.
The other one said.
Why, yes, I agree. He passes the test. We shall ask him.
I see. You shall ask me a question. Is this what you will be doing?
More than that, boy. You'll be settling a dispute we have between us. Are you ready to answer this question?
I'm not sure, but I suppose you can ask, and I will try to answer the best I can. Of course, dear audience, I'm telling you all this with a caveat of saying that in the back of my mind I had thought that perhaps these two people had been drinking a little too much and had gotten in a heated argument, and although I did not know them nor did I like them, I wanted to try to appease them for the sake of the fact that I was in the same spot they were and they approached. But of course, if I had to lose anything on it, I probably would walk away, since I was free to do so.
Here, take a look at this.
And with that said, an item was produced from one of their pockets, and it was slid in front of my hot cocoa, as in to say, I should be paying attention to their concerns and not my hot cocoa. It was beginning to grate on my nerves, but I let it slide. I looked at the item that was now there. It was a ruby with gold trimmings, possibly part of a brooch or something. I didn't know exactly what to make of it. Yes, it was jewelry, and I am no expert on jewelry, but I looked upon it, and I looked at those two people, and then I looked upon it again, and I looked upon the two people. They were looking at me very in-depthly, as if I was to answer a question they had yet to ask. This went on for a few moments, comedically, but then I finally said something to the effect of, "Well, what is it?"
It's not important. What is important is your answer. Who does it belong to? Does it belong to me, or does it belong to him? That is your question that you must answer.
I see. I think this task is a little impossible for me to answer or to judge, considering that I have no knowledge of the background or the origin of this particular jewel. So unfortunately I cannot answer your question. I do think you guys are beginning to annoy me, but if you can give me a reason to continue to humor you, I will try to answer your question. Is there any reason for me to stick around?
You're not an apathetic person, are you? You don't strike me as an apathetic person. Look me in the eyes and tell me you're not an apathetic person. No, look me in the eyes and confirm your teller of truth that you're not an apathetic person as well.
They begin to quarrel, and I, suddenly feeling much tired, I get up. "Gentlemen, you strike me annoying. I think I have lost my patience at such a time in this evening. I am going to try to leave and go back to my place to rest. And may I say, whoever has the gem, I can only hope the gem is happy in some weird way. Is that a good answer for both of you crazy people? Good night."
Yes, it is a good answer. You answered our question wisely, smartly, truthfully, adequately. Thank you. Yes, I gotta say you did well. But I have to ask, how?
How? It's very, very late, very, very early, and I can't think of how. Only where. And that where is my bed, which I will be going to soon. Good night, I say to you.
And I say to you, no good night.
Huh? I say, startled. What do you mean by that, good sir? At this point, his friend calmed him down.
Good night, sir. We may see each other again.
I sincerely hope not. And with that, I left the restaurant. I paid my bill and went to my hotel, thinking it was over. But I was sorely mistaken, which I had found out in the next episode. Please, folks, join me, won't you, as we continue this story. But before I go, I'll add my usual message that yes, I am on Patreon. And yes, if you feel the need to throw money in my direction, that's one way to do it. And last but not least, I hope you have a good night. Sweet dreams.